All right, here we are. This is the new project cart here. You go ahead and take that off there so you can get a good old see here what's going on. So we got 8-horse Predator from Harbor Freight. It's rated at 15 foot-pounds of torque. I've only ever had experience with 212cc, which is literally half this in torques. And I put it on a mini bike, and that was just right. A lot of power. So I got this little unit here for free, and it came with this nice little engine. Well, as you can tell, that engine says a 3-horse, and it's older than hell, and it's missing the muffler, which you don't need that. That's just fine. But I see the feller did put the clutch on backwards, which is just mint. So, now our project here. Okay, so let me take a step back here. So this thing barely fits on here. If I rest you here and you straighten this engine out, it's not sitting on there directly level, but it looks like I'm gonna have to put the centrifugal clutch on backwards, just like this fella did. Which will be fine. Maybe I might have to cut the shaft down on the engine. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But I gotta remove all this plastic right now and everything. So then we're gonna have to figure out seat and stuff, and you don't need that. Well, on the way to pick up the liquid motivation to finish this project, no bullshit, can't make this up. I found this sea sucker on the side of the road, right down the road from the gas station. Some unfortunate soul decided to park their Mini Cooper there after a hard night of drinking. They smashed out the windshield. So, it almost looks like they might have hit a deer or something. It's got a broken headlight there, which is fine. But it looks like that's going to get chopped and chopped and might get cobbled onto there. Man, that's going to be nice. All right. Well, a little bit of a progress update here. So what I did was, I'm going to try and get better at this as I go. So I was trying to mark out the holes in here on how I have to drill that engine out. So what I did is I just took a can of primer, that's all I had. But I primed this, and on the box, they're good enough to leave a blueprint map and your spacings, right? So you got all these measurements, but they don't give you a measurement from either your center hole, the side of the hole, to the edge of the block. So you gotta manually do that. Took a tape measure. Up here is 5/16, and this one's like 3/8. Well, you can double check that is just grab a wrench and plug it on there. What I mean by that is literally, I said 5/16, so grab a 5/16 wrench. Perfect. It's got a little bit of wiggle, so it's not exact because it's all, it's not exactly, but yeah. It's gonna be good enough for tape measure. See, that don't fit. I said 3/8 on that one. You're so smart for saying that. 3/8 wrench. A little bit of a play, but maybe we can try the next size down. 11/32, maybe? Yeah, that fits a lot better, but I don't have an 11/32 on my tape measure. So we're gonna send 3/8. So yeah, I'm just gonna basically measure out where I want this thing to sit on the block, take a measurement from the back of the plate to the back of the engine to here. I'll make a line there, and I'll take the engine back off and set it back down, and then I'll just mark my dots. Now the reason I painted it is so that way you can scribe it. So you take something sharp, such as a drill bit or a pick, and you can literally just make a line in it, scratch it. So that'll go. All right, let me get the engine mounted back up there, and I'll be right back. Well, after a fellow blew a hernia getting this fucker back up here it is. So now what we're gonna do is I got it lined back up. Come back over here. Now, I always say an engineer will pretty much go out of their way to make things hard for yourself. No, Predator engines, they're not very reliable from the start with their pull cord. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the right thing here and then put this so close that you won't be able to get this pull cord off to remove it without unbolting the engine and moving the engine over. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Oh, why don't I just cut this out and box it out a little bit? I could absolutely do that, yes, but I can assure you that I'm absolutely not going to do that because that is effort. Now, as a wise old man once told me, that if it's not worth doing, it's pretty much worth overdoing. So we're good here. Let's grab our trusty old tape here. Slam that on here. Oh, look at that, 2.5, just fucking perfect. God, I couldn't have done that better myself. Oh, looks like it's a little off kilter, so let's go ahead and slide it. Turn it just a little bit. 2.5, 2.5. There we go. It's perfectly level right now. So now I know where to start with my first hole. Now you just got a measurement that way. Now you just got to get a measurement that way. Which, how to do that? Best location to do that. 2 3/8. From that to that is 2 3/8. So 2.5 and 2 3/8. All right, well, I'm going to take this, blow another hernia, taking this off, putting it back down, and then I'm going to mark that out. Remember how I was saying that I painted this? Well, I got to mark my lines, and it's kind of wet down there still. So we're going to go ahead and heat this up a bit. We're going to get the paint to dry. And yes, that looks like it's drying the paint nicely. Perfect. Your duty shall be relieved. Oh, fuck. Well, this is the progress we've made so far. Just fine. Got the motor completely mounted down. So the steering is it was there. Yeah, it was a little loose. Told Junior to go tighten it up, and he promptly wrecked it. So we're gonna have to do something cool with that. But we have adjusted our aim now. And stuff that's not important in any way, shape, or form, have we? Nope. So we've adjusted our aim towards the Mini here. So we've took, I have took the liberty of taking a basic measurement of machine versus this. I haven't measured the bottom of it yet, so we're working with about 21 on the safe side. It's like 21.5, but 21 on the safe side there. Now, the frame itself on this is 19 or 18 3/4, but I'll just round up to 19 to make it easy. So it'll fit widthwise perfectly. That's going to be nice. Lengthwise, we're working with under here. 38 on the safe side here. Okay, hooked onto the rear bumper. The whole machine is like 40 long, and the machine and the car is 39. So we're almost gonna fit actually. It's just these wheels in the rear. We can make the front wheels fit in these arches, but we cannot get the rear wheels to fit in the rear arches. We're gonna have to cut it like that and get rid of our tail lights and our dual exhaust, which I really don't want to get rid of this dual exhaust. That's nice. That's good. We just have to Y pipe this thing. So yeah, like it's not worth doing. It's definitely worth overdoing. So we're going to break up the old grinder and start cutting. But we actually do have real headlights in this thing, which is absolutely exciting. So we are going to save those headlights. And yeah. Oh yeah, this thing's a prime unit here. So you are going to get the liberty of hacking all this junk out of here, all this unnecessary stuff, like the silly stuff like the steering. We don't need that steering. And then this axle, and then literally all of this. Okay. So you're going to have to cut like up in here. We're going to cut off less first, and then we're going to, if we have to cut off more, we'll cut off more as we go. You know what I'm saying?
This whole fucking thing out.
Yes. This whole floor pan here is going to come right out.
All right, where's the extension cord?
Well, as many of you probably just seen, there's a lot of extension cords around here. There's a blue one right there, but it probably doesn't have an end on it. There's a couple of them hanging in the wall, but most of them don't have ends on them, or they all look like this. Which that's just fine right there. That's okay. We got this one. Okay, check them. From here, both ends are good. Okay, hey, I got a cord right here. Yep, I got a cord right here. See, it's got both ends on it. It's not very long, which is fine. We don't need a very long one. We're just working right here in the shop. So, actually, we had one right there, hanging. I wonder if that unit works. Try it. Plug it in there.
Oh, there's a light bulb bust off in it.
Oh yeah, perfect. Stick your tongue in there. I wouldn't touch that. Don't touch that. Just plug the grinder into it. I'm gonna watch you do this while I go get another cold one. We will be right back.